to Unified Love Couples Ministry with your host, Senior Pastor and Apostle Reese. Join us as we share biblical principles for successful relationships and marriage. And now, Senior Pastor Olden and Apostle LaShawn Reese.
Hey, everybody.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining on tonight.
Join.
You know how we do it. Make sure that you share this broadcast so others can benefit from the broadcast, the teaching on tonight. Hey, sis. Thank you for logging in. All right. We see you, Isaac. Thank you so much for logging in on tonight. Yes. Cheryl. Good evening. Good to see you. Yes. Share this broadcast. We want others to benefit from the teaching on tonight because we realize that there are a lot of those that don't know how to communicate and may have been together for years and still don't know how to communicate. So I know we talk about this quite often. We see you, Auntie and Uncle. Good evening. But we want to put a twist on it tonight, so it will cause us to evaluate ourselves, evaluate our own principles and our own beliefs. So if you would share, I see you, sis. Thank you so much for sharing on tonight.
Yes. And if you're getting ready if you want to get in a relationship, it's good to learn how to communicate now.
Yes.
Before you get in.
All right. No ducking, Isaac. We see you. Yes. Communicating. So we're going to learn how to break the barriers that occur during communication. We see you, Sean. Thank you for logging in on tonight. And we know that when barriers show up, there's something that obstructs and prevents or hinders us from going forward or even taking action. So when a barrier comes up in communication, we do things to avoid the other person. We do things to go around the conversation. We do things that, we don't want to confront it. So we duck it and we dodge it, because we don't want to deal with the situation. But when there is a barrier, Faith, we see you. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
There's also a hindrance. And when there is a barrier, it is stopping me from going forward in my relationship. We see you, Cousin Patty. Thank you for joining tonight. Yes. So, Stefan, all right. We see you. Yes.
My brother.
Yes. So we want to talk about it. We want to deal with it because we want relationships to be successful.
Yes.
We want marriages to be successful. We want to, for you to be able to relate and to deal with issues and circumstances that you're going through. We see you, cuz. Thank you for logging in.
And the good thing about it is I get some of my secrets.
Yes, because we want you to succeed.
Yes.
So let's talk about the steps that are needed in order to be successful when we communicate. So number one, you must be true with yourself and know who you are. I'm going to say that again. Hi, Faith. You must be true with yourself and know who you are. You might say, well, what does that have to do with me being able to communicate? Because when I am true with myself, I am honest with me and aware of the areas that I know need to be worked on. You see, I won't lie to myself. I won't be illusional about who I really am. And I am aware of my own shortcomings. I've also identified my areas that I need to improve, because a lot of times we see the person we're in a relationship with, Apostle Pam, God bless you, so clear, but we don't see our own selves. We don't see our own shortcomings, our own faults. So what we do, we are true with ourselves and we know who we are. So knowing me helps the conversation go a whole lot better. And why is that? Because I am able to listen and understand the opinion of the other person. How do I understand their opinion without interrupting them while they are speaking or becoming angry and without the need of being right? So look, if I know me, I already know what I need to work on. So because they tell me, why am I getting mad? Why am I getting upset?
Because it's like, I dare you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what's wrong with me.
Why? But I want to be improved, right?
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is I already know I got an attitude. I ain't got no attitude, y'all. I'm just saying. Already know I have an attitude. So if my counterpart, if my better half say, you know what, babe, you need to do something about your attitude. Like you'll be so loving 1 minute and you're growling and you're moody and you're like, what is it? What am I doing wrong? I know I'm knocking on somebody's door tonight. We knocking on your door tonight. Mm-hmm. Yes, what am I doing wrong? And but with me, if I know that I have an attitude and he says it, you know, babe, you're right. I know I need to, you know, do something about that. I need to check that because I know I shouldn't be taking out my frustrations on you. And that's how we have to be. If I know me and if I'm true with me, I know myself. So why am I upset when they identify what I already know? All right, y'all know how we roll. Put your questions in the comments. We like that comment. We like to answer questions. So whatever questions you have, we're ready.
I'm going to say this, that a lot of people would even take it from somebody else before they take it from the one that they're in a relationship with.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't expect them to tell you. But that's the person I would rather hear it from than to hear it from somebody else, you know, who's a friend or a family member. Yes. You know, I'd rather hear it from the person who I'm in love with, of course, but who I'm married to and who I'm getting married to.
Yes.
I'd rather hear it from them than to hear from anybody else.
Absolutely. And you know what? And what if it is their opinion and their opinion is not right? And we don't necessarily have to agree, but I know me enough to know it's not true. So I'll remain calm and now express my point of view without being offended and it escalating to an argument, because we get mad if we're falsely accused and then we just want to attack. So what if they say something that I know not to be true? I know myself. So if I know myself, I can speak to them calmly and let them know why I feel like it's not true. And look, you may not even come to a mutual agreement, but at least you didn't get mad. At least you're not going to bed angry. At least now you still want to cook him dinner because, you know, he identified it. It wasn't true. So let's talk about it. Let me see, why is it that you feel that way? What you think I need to do to change? What made you feel like, and it may be true. And what if they are right? And they're bringing it to my attention, but I have not yet identified it myself. So I have to be ready to be open to their feedback and be interested in what they have to say without being offended.
Okay, I want to just go back a little bit. So that part where you talked about that, you know, sometimes if you feel like, hey, that's not me. Why are you saying this about me? And I don't feel that way. And that's what I think a lot of times men and women get upset about. If they feel in their heart, that's not me. I don't act like that. I don't have an attitude. I don't do this. I don't do that. So why are you saying that? You should know me better than anybody else.
Yes.
So that's the first thing that a lot of people probably get upset about, because let's say they don't recognize it, and that significant other bring it up, now they feeling like, well, I've been with you for 10 years. You should know me by now. You should know I have no attitude and blah, 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 blah.
So if we don't agree with it, why don't we ask them for examples? Well, give me the situation that I act that way. Or what did I do? Or how did I, how did you come to this conclusion? Instead of me getting mad, I'm wasting my energy getting mad And then what happens? We both mad, get off, walk off, and then look, it's unresolved. We go to bed mad, backs to each other, still ain't sleep because we mad, and and we ain't talking because we are mad. So we have to be able to identify and see us and be able to, say, hey, maybe that is me. Let me evaluate. I'm open-minded. I hear what you said. I'm listening. Now let me go and check myself and see what it is, because maybe we just didn't see it honestly. Maybe we didn't. So I shouldn't be offended if, they bring it to my attention. We have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do when communication is one-sided? You want to talk about how you feel and it gets ignored or shut down until it's vice versa. Good question. Because there is sometimes that, you have a talker and then you have one that shut down. Yeah. A shut down and don't want to hear anything. Or sometimes you have two talkers and talking so much that they don't hear anything that you have to say. So what happens is that when the conversation is one-sided, you hear them out, hear them completely out. And as they continue and then come to a conclusion, then you say, before you leave or go anywhere, I've listened to you. Now I need you to hear me out.
That's it.
I don't need you to get mad and shut down. I don't need you to ignore me because I listen to you. So don't you think that I should be respected as well? And you hear what I have to say? Because this is not a one-sided relationship.
Right.
So if it's not a one-sided relationship, then the communication should not be one-sided.
And it shouldn't be where one person is overpowering the other one.
Absolutely.
It should be able to, both people should be able to express how they feel. Because why? We are in a relationship. We are one. And plus we're married. So we got to be able to communicate and talk.
Yes.
And it's something, now we got a problem if we can't communicate.
Right. Absolutely.
Because why? If you always taking over the conversation and I have something I want to say too, then we're not going to get anything accomplished.
Yes, absolutely. And then
so you have to.
Go ahead.
So you have to be able to say, hey, okay, like my wife just said, hey, you said what you had to say. Now this is what I have to say to you.
Yes, give me an opportunity to talk. And that's the next question. What if you bring this conversation, the conversation takes place and is hijacked and turned on you? So,
Oh boy. Listen, now I understand that part. Because you got people that, they would turn the conversation around when they know it's them, but they turn it around on you. and then now it's like, oh, this is how you feel.
Yes.
And this is what you think. But the whole conversation is, I'm asking you a question is, why are you like this? Why every time that I'm talking to you, it's like you short talking me, or you turning it, into you turning it in on me, like I did something wrong, but it was you. So first thing I would do, let them say what they got to say. Then I would say, okay, you're done. You said what you had to say, right? Now let me talk and see. This is my example of what I was saying about how you turn things around.
Yes.
Now, I understand you may be angry on what I already said to you, but we should not be angry. We should be able to talk to one another without anybody getting upset.
Yes.
Aren't we husband and wife? Shouldn't I be able to talk to you about anything? No matter what it is, no matter how bad it may be or how good it may be, I should be able to come to you and talk to you.
Yes. And watch your tone. Because tone is everything. And you might get mad because, wait a minute, I'm here talking to you. I'm telling you my concerns. And now you done flip the script on me. Like, you put now casting blame on me when I'm trying to deal with. And again, and let them know. I'll give you every opportunity to say what you have to say that I need improvement in. But right now, I brought this to you, and I need to make sure that we get clarification, come to a resolution, and then we can deal with me. Yes. So that you're even open to receive whatever they have to say, whether it's positive or negative. They will also have an opportunity. Right. Yes, we see you, Sharifa. Good night. God bless you. All righty. Evangelist Ross.
And that should be very important in your relationship, that we are equal. We are as one.
Yes.
And if you have a problem with something I said, you should be able to express that. If I have a problem with something that I feel like you've done,
yes,
we should be able to discuss that without arguing. Me and my wife, we don't call it arguments, we call it
discussion. Yes.
A discussion. Because why? Discussion sounds better than argument. Argument means you're fussing, you're fighting, you're yelling, you're throwing stuff.
You get mad, walk off, slam the door, don't want to talk. And then they give you an example of you acting like Chucky. Come on, if you open the door and say, you remember the first point we talked about is you must be true and with yourself and know who you are. So if I've already done a self-evaluation and I'm truly admitting to myself, look, I need to work on my attitude. I need to do more in my relationship. I always come home tired. I don't spend no time with my spouse, and I'll get aggravated so quickly.
I'm always talking to them.
Always over talking. So we've identified what we need to work on. So it shouldn't be a surprise if they say the same thing about us. We should be surprised if we say, you know what? I wrote this down. I took it in. Now I'm going to do better. And months go by and we still at the same place. Yeah, we should be shocked then because we know we have not done anything.
And then, a lot of times, a lot of people who are in relationships get upset when they do it again. And the person says, see, that's what I was talking about. Now you mad at me again because now I'm identifying this is one of those times.
Yeah, you asked me for an example. Look, you're doing it again. And then here we go. Oh, now you want to throw stuff up in my face.
They turn it around.
Yeah, that's it. Flip the script. All right, we have another question. What do you do when you try and talk to your spouse about a situation they may have done and that person just get up and walk away, but want to talk about it a week later, but blames you all the time? I can't control my attitude after that. I can't control so I won't cook at all. No,
that's not right.
The scriptures say, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. So when he walks away, you follow him. He got to come to bed sooner or later. When he come to bed, you're sitting up. Look, babe, we got to talk about this. I know we often leave it to linger, hoping that it goes away, but this needs to be dealt with. So you matching your attitude or your anger with how they're responding, you will never get a resolution. And it'll always resurface because you have not dealt with it together. And if they have a pattern of walking away during an argument, guess what? They're hoping that it goes away.
And I like to call that the impact argument. Because when you try to act like it goes away, sooner or later you're going to get into something else, and then what happened from before is going to come back up again. Yeah. Now you got two things you got to discuss, two things you got to get rid of, which you could have got rid of that last week.
And nothing got dealt with. Yes. You have to stop being silent and you're allowing them to avoid the situation. And in doing that, you would never come to a resolution or even a common ground. And again, it's okay to disagree, but let's do it in a friendly manner. And if we disagree, what can we do to help us both come and be on the same page? Yes, all right. We appreciate you for saying that. All right.
I just want to say this too. A lot of times, when a person try to bring it up a week later, we get angry. too, because I want to discuss it a week ago and you didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Now you want me to talk about it.
And sometimes people walk away because they're being conscious of how they respond. And they know that if they respond at that moment, it will be something that they would have regret that they had said. And that's one of our points tonight. And we might as well go into it. Be aware of your emotional level before you respond.
Yes.
So, we can jump from 0 to 10 in a minute. First we feeling bad and sorry, and then we flaming mad and angry, and we go into a rage. So, sometimes you walk away and say, you know what, but don't avoid it. Don't go to bed without dealing with it. You might need 10 minutes. You might need to go for a ride. You need to let off some steam. But guess what? We have to deal with this issue. Yeah. And it's good if they walk away. Maybe it's okay for them. And it is. The person that you're in a relationship with. That y'all don't want to say things that you can't take back. Right. Because once you say it out your mouth, and you might come back and say, baby, I ain't mean it. You meant it. You was angry. You was upset. This was the opportune time to let it out. Oh, I'm finna let you have it now. And then we go back and try to fix it. But guess what? I'm not going to forget what you said.
Right. And a lot of times that's one of, if you bought the book, that's one of the things in the communication we talk about is before you speak, think first.
Yes.
Before you speak.
Yes.
Before you open up your mouth, and it may have said something that you didn't like, may have made you angry. You got to think first, breathe first before you open up your mouth.
Yes.
Because a lot of times if we act quickly, something gonna come out that ain't gonna sound right.
Right, that's true.
So it's better to just think about it first. Okay, I heard what you said. Now this is my response.
Yes.
Because why? I'm doing it in a calm manner. I'm not doing it in an angry, mad rage. What do you say about me? I'm not doing that.
Yes.
I'm talking to you. Wait a minute. Okay. Me and my wife gonna give you a little example. So just say something that, to me that will make me angry as a person. Well, most people would be angry, right? Just say something, and I don't know.
Let's see. Why you always eating that when you know that you get headaches after you eat it?
Now y'all heard the question, right? I didn't answer right away. I took my time. Okay, so what do you mean?
You complain after you eat it that your head hurts. So because you have high blood pressure, that means that the food is causing an impact to your health. And, now you can't go to sleep because your head hurt. Now you have to take pain medication. Maybe you should find a substitute and eat something different that won't have a negative impact on your body.
Well, I heard you out and I heard what you said, but I like that.
I know, but let's find something that tastes like it. We'll get creative, but I want you to live.
I don't know, but I like the way that tastes. It tastes so good.
No, well, let's go check your blood pressure and see what it says.
Is she cute, y'all?
Wait a minute. We got a response to why the spouse walks away. He just said he walks away because he was told a fighter.
Anywho.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. The man. He ain't lying. Nope. No.
Okay.
Okay.
We understand, Michael.
Yeah,
you ain't got to say nothing.
We understand. But listen, did you see the conversation that we had? I didn't get mad. I didn't get angry with her. I listened to what she had to say. I told her how I felt. Hey, I love what I eat. I know it gives me headache, but I love it. It tastes good. And she said, well, maybe let's find something else that you can eat that's going to keep you healthy. And look, did you see how sweet she said it too? Did y'all say that? Nobody's saying that. Listen, it was so. You see how sweet she was. It wasn't like, hey, you better stop eating that. Mm-hmm. You know they're gonna kill you.
That's why you can't button up your jeans now.
Hey, I can button up my jeans.
Hey, you said to say something that I know you can get.
Anywho,
Natasha, where you been? I miss you, girl.
Who that?
Natasha.
Hey, Natasha. Listen. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Now you shouldn't say that to your husband because you gonna make him now that gonna upset him. Don't be telling the man he fat. That's why you can't fit in your jeans now. And you know, fellas, don't tell a woman she look. Baby, you can't fit in that dress.
Sean gonna be like, what you said?
Don't fit. You can't fit in that dress no more. You can't fit in them jeans. Now you told me to be honest. I'm being honest. You trying to you wear a size 22 and you trying to fit in the size 16. Come on now.
Okay, we're gonna get back to the topic.
Okay.
Another point. Okay. Be truly interested and take time to know your counterpart. And I know most of the times I say either significant other, I say spouse. I'm using the word counterpart intentionally because counterpart means to fit perfectly together. And because you fit perfectly together, you complement one another. So those that are not married yet, those that are in relationships right now, if you are not dealing with your issues now, you're going to have to deal with them later.
Yeah.
And the misconception a lot of us have is that, once we get married, everything going to be peachy cream. We ain't going to have no issues. We ain't going to have no problems. But the surprise comes when we find out that the baggage that we carried into marriage that luggage going right with us. So we have to make sure that if we have problems now with our communication, we're going to have problems later.
And please, couples, don't think that just because y'all got married, that if y'all was arguing before marriage, don't think it's going to stop after marriage. Now it might even get worse.
Yes.
You know, but because if you never handled the situation before you got married, then how are you going to handle it when you say, I do to each other?
Yes.
So it's better to handle it now when you're not married. Now, if you're already married and y'all just got married thinking it's gonna go away, now I feel bad.
It won't. Communicate.
Yeah, you gotta start communicating now and start talking. Well, listen, let's come up with some new rules for ourselves, for our relationship, for our marriage.
Yes.
You know, before we go get all upset with each other, let's talk first. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely.
Let's sit down, me and you, and talk about whatever the issue is before, because I don't want you to get mad at me, and I don't want you to get mad at. I don't want to get mad at you. So let's just sit down and talk about it first and see what the root of the problem is.
And talk means that I'm engaging in the conversation.
Yes.
And I'm actively listening to what they have to say. I'm not texting on my phone. I'm not walking off doing other stuff. Look, this is our time. We need to sit down and establish a way that we can communicate and talk. Because if we're not interested in the person that we're in a relationship with, we're not interested in knowing them, they will notice, because they'll see your facial expression. They'll notice your body language. You're barely responding. And then when you bring them something, you expect them to show interest in what you have to say, but you're not interested in what they have to say.
Right. And it goes both ways, because if you are in a relationship, a man and a woman should be able to sit down and listen to each other. You should know what your wife is comfortable with you or not comfortable with you. Wives, you should know of what is comfortable with your husband and what is not comfortable with him, what bothers him and what don't bother him.
Yes.
And men, what aggravates your wife, you should already starting to know that, and you should sit down and say, hey, listen, I know this aggravates you, I know this bothers you, and I know we never discussed it because I'm always not discussing it with you. But let's discuss it right now at this point in time. Let's sit down and talk about it right now, because I don't want to keep coming in the house and afraid, like I'm tippy-toeing through the house because I can't talk to you, or you can't talk to me. No, we should be able to have a decent adult conversation as husband and wife,
and create a friendly atmosphere.
Right.
We can be friendly and friends with everybody else, but when it comes to the one that our counterpart, we got an attitude. We got a chip on our shoulder. They hear us on the phone laughing and talking, and then we give them tood when we hang up. Come on now. That's not right.
No.
That's not right.
No.
We've got to check ourselves. Yes, we have to check ourselves. And I know some of y'all hiding and don't want to say nothing, but we've got to make sure
I won't say any names.
She don't you start nothing. She talking about something. All right, I'm out of here.
I didn't say no name. Where you at? Why you out there? I didn't mention you. You just mentioned yourself. Listen, y'all.
Here's a comment, Sharon. Okay. The issues is when the woman brings a conversation to the table, the man feels like we are nagging. Are we?
Well, my whole thing is, what do you consider nagging? Or what does he consider?
You better not go nowhere, Charity.
It all depends on what he considers nagging. If you're just talking and he's not saying anything, I don't know if that's nagging or not. But
it ain't.
What you really need to do is try to add him in the conversation.
And he just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
so
sometimes,
the excuse
sometimes too.
You nagging me. You always complaining. You don't see nothing that I do good. You don't, and you're not doing it to irritate them. You're doing it because you need a resolution. And, sometimes a man will try to find a scapegoat because they don't want to deal with it. I know women, we're more chatty. Some of us are more open. Some of us, we'll want to deal with it, and some of us shut down. Some of us have chatty husbands or chatty boyfriends or companions that we're looking to marry, and then we don't know how to deal. But there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance in, okay, let's do this together. Let's work this out together. Yeah. It's time out of us just every time. We got to fuss and fight every time.
You got to feel like I'm nagging you.
Every time.
Listen, I don't want to. And the first thing you should do is comfort him by saying, I'm not trying to nag you.
Absolutely.
I just need to talk to you, baby.
Yes.
I just need to talk to you. Can we just sit down and have a conversation?
Yes.
Because I don't want to argue. This is not an argument. Let them know that. Yeah. This is not an argument. We are going to sit down and let's discuss some things in our relationship. I'm not trying to nag you. I want you to tell me how you feel.
Yes.
I don't want to do all the talking. I want you to talk too.
Yes. And we have to work towards a resolution, work to solve the problem.
And as a woman, you should, if he's the one that's not talking, he's the one, you got to make him feel comfortable enough to open up and talk with you. Y'all used to talk before you got married.
Maybe.
Now, if you didn't, that was a red flag. Tell you, but even if you didn't, somebody gotta open the channel of communication.
Absolutely.
Somebody got to be the person to say, we got to do things differently. We can't keep going the same way we've been going,
yes,
because it's really not working for you, and it's really not working for me, and we need to discuss some stuff. Because how you gonna discuss anything if he feels like you're nagging him all the time, and you feel like, God, dog, I can't even talk to my husband. No, reassure him. Let him know. Listen, I'm not.
What about if he's always defensive?
Okay, find out what is it defensive about.
No, whenever you try to address them or want to talk about something, they're offended and they defend themselves.
Listen, I would tell them, look, I'm not trying to fight with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to make you feel any kind of. I'm trying to discuss a situation that we need to discuss. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to get defensive. You don't have to get angry. You don't have to, freeze up and now you gotta, like, you backed into a wall. You're not backed into a wall. Absolutely. I just want to talk to my husband. Is that okay?
And it's how you approach him. Yes. Yeah. It's how you approach him. And I know some people get defensive regardless. And then that's when you say, you know what? Why is it that whenever we try to talk or resolve something, you're on the defense? When they say, oh, what you talking about? I'm not defensive. Start giving examples. Yesterday, I tried to talk to you about this. Sunday, I tried to mention this. The day before yesterday, give examples and be ready to provide examples, because if they're defensive, the first thing they're going to say, you're exaggerating. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't get defensive, and give them examples. Yeah. Yes.
Show them the proof.
Yes.
Of where they are defensive and why there's no need for you to get offensive. Right. Because we are husband and wife, and I should be able to come and talk to you about anything without you getting defensive, without you getting upset. Okay, what did that say?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I have to hold my husband hostage. Lord, I start talking about a situation while I'm driving on a highway, so he has nowhere to go, so he has to talk to me. Look, hey, that was the question earlier. What about if they get up and walk away? Look, here's an idea. Get them while you're driving. They ain't jumping out no car unless they start telling you to pull over.
Man, we gotta do better. Come on.
And it's mostly men. Let's be real. We gonna tell it like it is. Gotta be better. It's mostly men.
Listen. If one thing I've always learned in a relationship is this. As a man, I'm telling y'all, as men, as a man,
talk to him. Because look, wait, before you start, baby, talk to him, because look, now we have someone that's going to take that advice and then have another one saying that they do it too, and the long rides are the best, the long drives. So it shouldn't be that we have to put you in a corner to get you to open up and talk to us. So talk to the men, baby.
So I'm gonna just talk to men right now, and I hope if y'all want to give them this recording, please do. Because listen, men, you have to have. You got into a relationship with a woman. Y'all got married. You're husband and wife. You're not just, somebody that you go home and you see every night. That is your wife. Your wife is a part of you. If you can't talk to her, then you can't talk to yourself. So you should be able to talk to your wife, and she should be able to come to you as the husband about anything that's going on between you and her, or anything that's going on in your home. These things got to be discussed. We cannot run away. We can't act like, we don't hear them. We can't sit there and act like, you always nagging me about stuff. No, we have to listen for a change. If you love her, you will listen to her. You will hear her out. And I'm going to say this to the men. We have to recognize when there is a problem. A lot of time men don't recognize there's an issue or a problem in their relationship because we're so busy being defensive or we're so busy, don't want to talk about it because why? We think it's just going to go away. It's not going to go away. So I'm letting you know tonight, learn how to open up communication right now. You need to do that right now. If you're not doing, talking, if you're not, if you're getting up, walking out, that's not going to solve your issue or her issue that she needs to discuss with you. And we have to be able to, as men, we got to be able to listen sometime. Because why? You're the head of the house, but your wife is not your enemy. She's not your nagger. She is your wife. So she should be able to come to you just like you can go to her and talk to her about anything. She should be able to do the same thing with you without you getting upset. Getting upset, it will not solve anything. You getting mad, you're jumping up and walking out is not going to solve your issue. So it's better if you just sit there now instead of have to jump. She trapped you in a car and got to drive you around just to talk to you. You're a grown man. You're a man. And I know, if you're a man of God, you should know how to do that, how to sit and talk to your wife. Now, it's so funny. We'll talk to our parents. We'll talk to our brother. We'll talk to everybody else. But we can't sit and talk to our wives. And that's a shame because that's the first person you should be able to talk to. That's the first person should have a conversation with you. And if she come and say, honey, I got to discuss something with you and we need to talk about this because it's very important because I feel a certain way about our relationship. I feel like, we're missing something and I don't want us to miss it. So, did you hear how I just said that? It's so simple and easy. And men, our question should be, yes, dear, let's talk. What do you want to talk about? If you want to take an example, take this example. You're not weak because you got to sit down and talk with your wife. You're not that's not going to stop you from being a man because you sit down and talk with your wife. It's not going to make you feel sensitive because I know some men, they don't want to feel, I'm a man, I don't want to feel sensitive. It's not going to make you feel sensitive. It's a relationship between you and your wife that you have to discuss things. It's like this. I'm going to give you a perfect example. All right. When you have a football team and you got the quarterback, if the quarterback don't tell the players what the play is, how are they going to communicate and get the job done to get to the touchdown? Now, listen, the reason why I put it like that is this. When you're husband and wife, you are a team. So if you don't communicate and something get messed up, how are you going to fix it if you're not talking to each other? Oh, man, I want to talk about this right now. No, you need to talk about it right now.
Absolutely.
And you need to get it straightened out. And not talking about it is not going to solve it. So it's going to be there when you get back home. So while you're walking out leaving, when you come back, that same issue going to be right there waiting for you. So why walk out when you can discuss it now? And get it over with and have a good night's sleep.
And it's true, we're not ragging on men. We have a good panel here tonight, and we know that men don't like to communicate. And I'm gonna be transparent with you. When it's mostly women that comes to us for counseling, and then when they try to involve their spouse, the one they're in a relationship with, they don't want to be counseled because the man does not want to be told that he's not doing it right or there's something that he needs to improve. So it's so important that men are humble enough to be able to take correction. Yes, you are the head of your house, but wouldn't you rather hear from someone before God come at you as to why your house is not in order? So it's more than the natural it's also spiritual.
Yes.
You know, oh, I'm the man. You can't tell me nothing. But guess what? You got to answer to God. And then we, as the women, we chose these men to represent us. And then, and we are responsible to submit to our husbands. And how can we submit when they acting like that? But guess what? The Bible says submit. Some of them was acting like that before we got married, but we married them anyway. So guess what? We got to submit anyway.
Yeah. And we gotta bring it to them. And don't just sit there and say, hey, this and that, this and that, and this and that was wrong. Okay, now my next question is, after you done told me everything, he should be able to say, well, this is my issue. This is my problem.
Right.
This is why I don't talk. This is why I don't do this. You should give him an opportunity to have the floor.
Yes.
And say whatever.
That's our point in working towards resolution. So to solve a problem, you have to have trust, loyalty, faithfulness, and honesty. Look, that's the foundation. Trust, loyalty, faithfulness, and honesty. And only having those pillars will allow you to successfully resolve misunderstandings, and not only misunderstandings, but lies as well. Because if you have an issue, like my husband just said, you've got to allow your counterpart to be able to explain themselves. And in explaining themselves, that gives you an opportunity to investigate the facts before jumping to conclusions and before accusing. So we have to let them talk. Let them talk.
And a lot of times, I know it goes on both ends in relationship. We're already accusing them before we even talk to them. So the best thing to do is talk first before you accuse anybody of anything, and because you don't want to end up with your foot in your mouth.
Yes.
And now you got to apologize, and now he upset or now she upset.
Yes.
Because you already said they did it before you even talked to them.
And when you both sit down to talk, remember, be truthful. Be truthful. Don't lie. Like, tell the truth. Show them that you're faithful, even if the truth hurts.
Yeah.
And sometimes the truth does hurt.
It does.
And then it's but you cheated on me. Why you cheated on me? Because you don't show me any attention. The truth hurt. You don't spend no time with me. The truth hurt. Why you looking at somebody else? Because you never compliment me that I look good. The truth hurts. So when they do open up truthfully, look, they ain't lying. Oh, I ain't say nothing to that girl. Oh, I wasn't looking over there. They coming to you truthfully. So if they're man enough to truthfully admit their shortcomings, we should be woman enough to say, you know what? I received what you said. Now let's see what it is that we have to work on and work on it together.
And let's see what I can do to make myself, available and be there for you. I don't want, as a woman, I know women, you don't want no other woman coming in between your marriage. And so you gotta, if anybody pay your husband attention, that should be you.
Yes.
You should always have time for your husband. I know you in ministry, and I gotta be on the prayer line, and I'm a warrior, I'm a this, I'm a that. When do you have time for your relationship?
Ooh, there it is.
Ouch. Somebody said got an ouch off of that.
And we tired. Oh, I'm so tired. I had a long day, and we don't show no affection. We don't give no attention.
Now you want to come mess with me, and I'm tired. Listen. You want to come? Now you want to listen. If he don't work all day too, he tired too, but he want to spend time with you. And I'm telling you, sometimes is best. If you have, I know you may be tired. I know you may be, I just got through doing this. I just got through praying. I just got, where's the time? Yeah, but it's true.
That is true.
Where's the time for your relationship? Where's the time for your husband? And where's his time? You know, where's the time where you and him are sitting down, and or you just spending time with each other, talking about stuff, talking about your relationship, talking about life, talking about things that you want to do and accomplish together.
And it's not always that it's the woman. Look, you took the words out of my mouth. I was finna say it ain't always the woman. Sometimes the husband have excuses, and sometimes the husband, have other things that are more important or as a priority. So it could also be the woman as well that is seeking that time, but is not receiving.
Yeah, it could go both ways. So what I'm saying is, when I say what I said, it's to both, because I know we do a lot of different things. I know we do. We get involved in a lot of different things, and my wife can tell you I'm one, because I have a lot of things I'm involved in. I'm doing, but one thing I can always say, and I guess I'll let my wife say it, is I'm always home to spend time with her. I'm never always gone all the time, where I'll come home late, she's snoring and asleep, and I'm tippy-toeing in the door to myself, I just came out of my meeting, and no, I gotta come home at a decent time to spend time with my wife. I gotta be there for her. I want her, to feel like, hey, I got a man home. I got a man coming home because he wants to see me. And I'm going to give you a small example. Today, my wife was working, and I had to go somewhere and take care of some stuff. And I sent her a text, and I said, honey, I feel miserable without you, because she had to go into the job today. And usually she's at home working. So I did. And I was honest with her. I told her, I feel miserable because you're not home. And a lot of times when she is working and she's doing those things, I'll go out and do something else just till I can wait till she gets home. But today, I don't know. I just felt a certain way to tell her, I feel miserable because you are not here. So, and she sent me a message back, oh, I miss you too. So, hey, that made me feel a lot better, because you know why? You know why that made me feel better? Because it let me know that she cares about me even when she's not around me. And it's okay you can communicate through text sometime. If you don't want to really talk about something, text each other.
She said, y'all so mushy.
We just like that, y'all.
And then we're honestly, I work from home, so he's retired, and he does have his community thing, but we're home most of the time, and we're not doing ministry. And it's just good to feel, or let the other one feel, that they will be missed, or they will be, because what was last week I had to go into work. I'm like, I'm gonna pot all the way to work, little stuff like that. And and be truthful and be honest. I know, and you said y'all so mushy, and some men don't like to show their feelings. Some women are hard and they don't want to express their feelings. But this is your counterpart. Remember, you complement each other. You're fitting perfectly together, and don't allow fear to be a part of why you don't communicate. Oh, I don't want to open up. I don't want them to know all that about me. I don't want to. Come on now. This is the one you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and they can't know how you really feel. And I see your comment too, Sharonda. Sometimes our work schedule don't allow it. That's why that's when we have date night. And that's true.
That's it.
It's important. Friday nights is our date night.
Yes.
And if we can't do Friday because we're doing ministry, then we choose another date in that week. So I mean, like I said, we're always home together, but it's good to go out. It's good to spend time together, get out of the routine of things, and spice your relationship, spice do activities together, do things together. Oh, I don't like nothing he do. I don't like nothing she do. Reach a common. It got to be something that y'all can experiment with together to see would you both love it, and would you both like it.
Listen, if you are married, you should be experiencing the things he like, and he should be experiencing the things you like. Now, there's some things my wife like, I don't like, but I do it because I love my wife. And if that's what she likes to do, and I'm going to do it with her.
Yes. And look, you say, and let him be mushy. Let him send as many pictures. And guess what? And he want to see some from you too. I see you say he's sending them, but you got to send them too. If it ain't pictures, just an expression. And when he does that, guess what? You know he's thinking about you, and you're happy because you know that he loves you. So it has to be reciprocated.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, what we're saying tonight is this, in communication. Through your communication, through you being sensitive with one another. And, men, we got to be a little sensitive and listen and talk and express how we feel about the woman we say we love.
Yes.
The expression makes her feel like, oh, I'm loved because he told me he loved me.
Yes.
He sent, he sent me an emoji of a kiss. He hugged on me. He done sent me something. Hey, I miss you, man. How you doing?
Okay, we'll talk about that later. You'll know the one who just posted. We'll talk about that later. Yes, so we make sure we communicate. We make sure that we come together on a common ground and discuss it. Talk about it. Be able to relate. Be able to, show that love. And it's not because oh, I'm a man, I can't show love, I can't talk, I gotta always be hard. No, don't let anyone, and this is the final point, and we're done. Be yourself at all times.
Yes.
You should not have to disguise yourself in order to impress the one that you're in a relationship with. You don't try to be the person that they want you to be, or who they're trying to create you into. And if they're trying to pressure you to change you into another version that they feel is best for you, guess what? You'll never be happy.
No.
And they could honestly want you to excel because they see in you, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that. But if you are not happy and now you got to change everything about you to please them, that's going down. It ain't going to last long.
No.
That's supposed to be changed. And women, oh, I'm going to change him. I'm going to change.
Yeah, I'm going to school him. I'm gonna get him how I want him to be. But listen, you won't be happy, honestly.
Amen.
But I think is this, that you don't have to change yourself. You just have to change your attitude.
Or change what you know is wrong.
Yeah, or change what you know that is wrong. And if it's part of your attitude, then you got to change that because, I'm talking about men and women. You got to change those things so your relationship can be better.
Yes.
It can't be, I don't want you to change your way of who you are, but I do want you to change is how you treat me.
Yes.
How you are with me. How they're not dogging you out. You ain't dogging me out. I ain't fussing at you. You ain't fussing at me. I'm not disrespecting you, and you're not disrespecting me.
Yes.
But we showing the love between one another.
Yes.
We also able to talk to one another. We're also able to, to open up to one another. And see, that's what a lot of things with marriage is. People, they get married. They say I do. They move in together. In the beginning they'll talk and laugh and they'll be okay, but when them years start adding on, now you don't forgot how to talk to each other. Now you don't forgot how to communicate. Now you don't forgot what to say. I don't know if I should tell her that. I don't know. Come on. You got to be able to still. I can say one thing, and this is me and my wife. Everybody else is different.
Mm-hmm.
But with me and my wife, we've been together 14 years and we still communicate the same way we did when we first got married. Those were things that we set ground rules in our marriage, that we will communicate, we will not disrespect one another, we will talk to one another.
And it's unique.
Yeah, it's unique.
Because we've been in relationships where there was no communication.
Yeah.
And then when you get a certain age, you're like, I'm not going through this again.
I'm tired
like, this is how it's going to be, and this is how we're going to handle it, and that's it. So it's so important that you have someone that is of the same mind, and so you can walk in the spirit of agreement and be yourself in doing it. And I know that, we want to make them happy, and we got a perception of the type person that will make them happy, but we won't be truly happy living life being anything other than who we truly are.
That's it.
So be yourself and talk and communicate. And, life is short. We see you, Ely. God bless you.
And I want to say
life is short.
I want to say this. Sometimes you just have to, you're not going to agree on everything. Me and my wife, we don't agree on everything, but we make it work because we have the saying that we agree to disagree.
Yeah.
We don't agree.
And we're not going to bed angry.
Yeah, we ain't going to bed angry. She feels the way she feels. I feel the way I feel. And we button heads still. And we're not going to get anything resolved like that. So what we do is we agree to disagree.
Yes.
Well, okay, honey, this is what you feel. Okay, this is what I feel. Okay, now whatever we need to do to make that straight, I give a little, you give a little.
Right, absolutely.
And that's it. We find a way to give a little to each other to make it work.
Yes. And you can make it work.
Yeah, you can make it work. And then, sometimes that work out so much better, because sometimes she'll say, hey, you know what? I was thinking about what we discussed and I came up with an idea. Well, that's great. You should be happy that your wife came up with an idea. I know you didn't agree with what I was saying about that, but what about this?
Make it work.
Yeah, even me. Sometimes, I'll come up with say, but I know we didn't agree on this, but what about this? What if we do this this way?
Yes.
And she'll say, you know what? That sounds right. That sounds good. Let's do it that way. And we find a way.
Yes, to break communication
to break
barriers.
That's right.
Come on.
That's
right.
And
y'all can do it. Yes.
And y'all can do it too.
Yes.
Everybody on here can do it, and in your relationship. I hope you have your significant other. I hope they're on here with you.
And if they're not, let them watch the video.
Yeah, let them watch the video.
Let them watch it. It's important. Look, we enjoyed you all on tonight, and we are, live. You know that we come on every other Thursday night. And next Thursday, we're not here next Thursday. We're here the following Thursday on the 31st. And we are so happy because our brother and sister will be on here with us, the Carvilles. Yes. So we're happy to share this platform with them on next Thursday night. So we need you to share this flyer, invite others to be here. And, we've spent time together going out, enjoying each other. So it's just going to be such a fun and a pleasure and a joy to be with them on a platform together for our Unified Love Couples Ministry. So please make sure that you tune in on the 31st. And if you have not purchased your books yet, come on, they are available on Amazon.com. The Love Cure for Relationship and Marriage. Look, and you're maybe single, but it teaches you how to keep yourself, communicate, and look for the one that God has for you. We also have our 21 Days to Success Communication Builder for couples, and you only need one per couple because this is an activity book that you will do together on a daily basis for 21 days. And we guarantee that it will improve your relationship. So please don't forget to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We have our website. Yes, we have our Facebook group. So please connect with us. Like, share,
subscribe to our YouTube. Subscribe to, follow us on Facebook. Follow us on all those social media. And, You can go on our Unify Love. We have all kind of inspirational stuff there, stuff that you can follow, just stuff that can get you in your marriage through the day and your relationship through the day. But one thing I want you to understand is this, and I know my wife getting ready to talk about that, but I just want to tell you this tonight. I enjoy talking about communication because it's one of me and my wife's biggest strong points in our relationship. And one thing I love about it is that we're able to come on here and help other couples, and help them. I don't want to say teach them. I'm going to say help them in their relationship of communication. I hope somebody got it tonight. I hope your significant other was listening. When he listened to it and say, you know what, I got it.
Yes.
I know it can work now. I know how we can make this marriage work.
And if you feel you need personal counseling, go to our website, unifiedlovecouplesministry.org, and we can talk to you on a personal level.
Yes.
Again, thank you so much for joining us. We pray that we were able to help you in your journey of holy matrimony, or finding that path to happiness and marriage, or maybe you're just single and you want to be prepared when God sends the one that he has for you. Yes. We love you. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to share this broadcast. Share it. We will see you next Thursday on the 31st. Until we meet again, show some love.
In 2 weeks.
Good night.